Hello YouTube, Dave here again. Today I'm going to be opening up the Baldur's Gate Descent into Avernus dice and Miscellany set. This is something that I've actually been really looking forward to, and I have to say, honestly, a lot of what Wizards of the Coast has been doing in 2019 makes me feel a lot better than what they were doing in 2018. So this is a dice set that comes with more than just the dice or something to hold it in. There's quite a bit, I guess, of extra stuff included in here, and it made me excited for one of the Wizards of the Coast dice products. For anyone who's followed me last year, the set of dice for the Waterdeep Dragon Heist story and the set of dice for the Ravnica campaign setting were both items that I passed on. I never even bothered to pick them up. I do have the Tomb of Annihilation dice set to sort of compare to, just to show how far they've come in just a couple of years. So without further ado, let's just go ahead and take a look at the packaging here. I do apologize, there's going to be a lot of glare. This is a very glossy, looks like a plastic case actually that's inside of it, which is kind of cool. So we can see the dice through the little viewing window here. First thing I will say is they also really got the dice right. So let's just quickly open up the Tomb of Annihilation dice set, just so you can see, before I even really get into the packaging and everything, just how much nicer these dice look. And again, I do apologize for the glare, but they actually have some design to them. It sort of almost looks like a hellish skyscape sort of thing, versus the very drab, just flat colors of the Tomb of Annihilation set. So from that perspective alone, I really like what they've done with the set. And if we look on the back here, it says, "Infernal fortune finds its form. From the streets of Baldur's Gate to the front lines of the blood lore, the dice you cast might be your last." This includes 11 dice, so 2 d20s, d12, 2 d10s, a d8, 4d6, and 1d4. A durable felt-lined box that functions as 2 dice trays, so that'll be interesting to see. A player-friendly fold-out map of Avernus, the first layer of the Nine Hells, which is kind of cool. A size comparison of the Demons and Devils of the Blood War, and 20 double-sided cards with encounter tables and story content detailing fiendish forces of the Blood War, featuring exclusive art by Max Dunbar. So really, really cool stuff here. So let's just go ahead and pop this, or get this opened up here. Let's just get the plastic off. And the reason that's glossy wasn't really just because of the plastic wrap, but there actually appears to be it's like a clear plastic with some painting stuff on it here for the box itself. So it isn't just a cardboard box by the looks of things. And just try to find the side that opens up without me feeling like I'm going to break anything, because it does open from the sides. Alright. Actually reminds me of like the clear plastic slipcover that sometimes goes over CDs, for anyone who still buys or remembers buying physical copies of the stuff like that. Alright, so here we go. We have the dice themselves. And again, you can see much better now. And again, just for a comparison, if you see, like, these are the Baldur's Gate set, and then we've got the Tomb of Annihilation set, and the two ones that came out last year I never picked up, but just off the top, I really love the designs of these dice. And if we compare the 2d20s, they are both the same size, and they are both the same, basically the same type of dice, which is something that, you know, I'm totally okay with. I know with the Waterdeep set, one of the d20s I believe was like significantly bigger than the other, but I like the fact that these are all like consistently the same size, so that's awesome. I love the actual physical dice themselves. let's just go ahead and move this over. And here we have our box itself, which appears to be made out of like thick, pretty thick cardstock actually. It's got the symbol of ball on the front, and you see like the felt in there, so you can roll the dice inside of the tray and it reduces the sound. So that's actually, you know, again, a very functional idea. I didn't like that I rolled a 6, but alright. And here we have our extras. So this is, again, this is right here, what I'm holding here is the aspect of this product that actually made me genuinely excited to pick this up. The retail price for this is $24.95 US or $33.95 Canadian, which is the same price as what they were selling the dice sets at last year. And for that amount of money, what they were releasing last year just did not feel even remotely worth it. But the fact that there's all these wonderful extras included here really makes me feel a lot better about this particular dice set. So let's just go ahead and look at the size comparisons. So we have the Horde of Demons, we have Yeenoghu's Baldur, Yeenoghu's Quasit, Dretch. It's a very different looking Dretch. But again, these are all demons of Yeenoghu, who is the fiendish entity that the Gnolls worship. So that's pretty cool there. And then we have our devils. So we have our Spine Devil, Bone Devil, Ice Devil, all with the like the armor on them. Then we have the Pit Fiend, Lucille. Probably a specific one for the adventure itself. Then we got the Horn Devil, Chain Devil, Barb Devil, Imp, Erinyes, Bearded Devil, and a Human Hellrider for scale. Oh, and I forgot the Abyssal Chicken. So that's pretty interesting there. And then on the other side, we have the player-friendly map of the level of Avernus, the first level in the 9 Hells. So that is pretty cool there in of itself. So like that, if I do run this adventure, that'll be a useful map to have. Oh. Then we have the fiendish, or sorry, we have the alphabet for denizens of Avernus, or of the 9 Hells. So that's pretty cool there. And then we just have a little bit of information provided to us by Volo on the back there, which is pretty cool. So we'll just set that down. Just try to keep these relatively organized. So we have like trinkets that one finds in Avernus. So it's D20, and we have 1 through 10 on one side, and then we have 11 through 20 on the other. So some of the things that you can find is a slender steel cylinder with a sheet of parchment inside that reads, "Like a lobster in a pot, you think you're safe, but you are not, because the water you are in is all your greed and all your sin." A thin bone whistle, if blown in the 9 Hells, has a 50% chance of summoning a bone devil. So it's pretty cool stuff there. An ashtray made from an imp skull. I like that. A small toboggan with the name Rosebud painted on it. So there's some interesting... I also picked up the Descent into Avernus adventure book, and there are some interesting potential references to things in there. I'm not going to talk about it too much in this particular video, but just some cool stuff. And then we just have some encounters in Avernus. So again, just a D20 with 20 different things. I'm not going to go through and read every single one of these. But here we have the Abyssal Chicken. There's got to be a reason for Abyssal Chicken. I just don't know. I'm going to actually read this one. So it says, "I'll never forget the first time I saw an Abyssal Chicken. Such fiendish fowl stream out of the abyss into Avernus during demonic incursions so as to scavenge infernal corpses after the onslaught ends. The chickens gorge themselves in a frenzy, bloating up to twice their normal size before waddling back to the abyss like triumphant pirate ships filled with plunder. Having captured one despite its swift and cantankerous nature, I managed to soothe it with some salt pork, finding that it tolerated being held and even enjoyed scratches on its meaty body. Yet its docility was short-lived, and within moments it reverted back to its demonic nature and sought to devour my tiefling guide. That's an observation by Volo. And I'm not going to go into all these, like reading all the stuff in the back, but here we have the Barlgura demon. I don't know why that was such a struggle to pronounce. And then just another sort of observation from Volo on there. And we got the Hezro. And one thing I actually will say I think is kind of neat is the fact that the appearance of like the demons on these cards are warped or changed by the demon lord that they serve, and I think that that's actually a really, really cool touch. Instead of just them all looking sort of generic, I actually like that quite a bit. Then we got the little closet, and I think this is the same artwork that was on the size comparison, but still. Whoop. And there we got our Dretch, our little drooly Dretch. Then our Baldur. Again with information on the back there. The Chain Devil. The Barbed Devil. The Bearded Devil. And that's actually kind of a nice looking version of it. I actually like the helmet on it there. I think that looks pretty cool. The Avernus. The Ice Devil, which usually has sort of like a mantis-like appearance to it, so I don't know if I like the way that the armor covers that up on it, but it still, you know, is a pretty cool looking creature despite that. The Spined Devil. And then the Horned Devil. The Pit Fiend, and this is again a unique one, it seems. Then we have the Bone Devil. Dear reader, it is I, Volanthamp Gedarm, bringing tales from the infernal realms. To enter the nine hells one must be foolish, unfortunate, nefarious, or fearless. Needless to say, I am the last of these. Again, this is from the mouth or the pen of Volo himself. Whether you enter the plane of Avernus, the first layer of the nine hells, via magical portal, the amnesiac river Styx, or a fantastical climb through a world tree, peril awaits. Here you hold my accounts describing fiends, both diabolical and demonic, who ravage across Avernus and wage the eternal blood war upon one another. Allow this journal be a warning to stay tucked up, safe in your fluffy bed. Let Volo take the risks and suffer the diabolical consequences of curiosity. To adventure, and it is signed by Volo himself. So that is pretty cool. So, and that is the dice set here. So let's just actually have a closer look now at the box, so you can put the dice and everything in. The only thing I will say is a slight disappointment is, wait, actually let me just see. You know what? Never mind. So you can actually put the plastic tray of the dice in there if you wanted to, and you should also be able to put. I was just thinking the way of having them inside of the case without them rattling around, but you can actually just do that. So never mind. I was going to say the one thing that I did like about the Tomb of Annihilation dice over this set, probably the only thing, was the foam tray to carry the dice in, just without having them like rattle around or make a bunch of noise. But again, you can actually just do that, which works pretty well actually. So yeah, pretty cool stuff. Again, I love the design of the dice. I think that the dice themselves look really, really nice. I think they did a fantastic job designing something that just feels like it fits the infernal and abyssal theme of the adventure that they're based off of. And the box itself just has some cool designs on it. You got the ampersand for the D&D logo. And again, you've got the symbol of Bal there, who is pretty synonymous with Baldur's Gate. And it also looks like some fiendish writing or infernal writing on the front here. So it'd be interesting to use the language key to try to translate it, actually. I think that'd be kind of cool. So overall, for the price that you pay, this is a fantastic set. And I really can't say enough positive things about it. It really does feel like Wizards of the Coast did genuinely learn from what we had with the previous sets, which were, again, around the same price of $24.95, or if you're in Canada, $33.95. So they did a really good job of actually making that price feel like it's worth it. Like when you get all these extras, you get the really nice felt-lined box, you know, you get the really nice designed dice. You even have like this really cool plastic just case to display them in. It really shows that they've come pretty far from the, you know, the really lackluster looking set that they first came out with just a couple of years ago, or the sets that had very little extra to offer beyond the dice themselves for a similar price. So if you were underwhelmed like I was with last year's dice set offerings, these ones definitely make up for it. And again, I feel like I got my money's worth out of this set just from all the little extras that they included. So a really, really great step so far for Wizards of the Coast. And again, between this and the Essentials kit, it really, again, feels like Wizards of the Coast is starting to steer the ship in the right direction. And instead of what we had last year, where it felt very much like a major money grab right at the holidays, this stuff is spread out a lot better this year. And the quality and the value of what you get is finally in line with the price that you're paying, in my opinion. So if you were interested in these dice, but you were a little bit concerned based off of previous years, these ones are probably the best. Well, not probably. These are the best dice set that Wizards of the Coast has put out in a very, very long time. So check them out if you're interested. Anyway, thank you guys very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time. Take care.